In the age of technology, information is easier to access than ever. All you have to do is search for something on Google and you get millions of results. And nowadays, you don't even have to use your hands to search, text, call, or find music. Many devices today come with a voice-activated assistant such as Siri, Google, Alexa, Bixby, Cortana, and more. These remarkable advancements in modern technology seem like a step in the right direction, but is it actually? Most people say no. One of the major problems that people have with voice recognition and mass surveillance in general is the fact that they can and most likely are being monitored in their own homes, which before was one of the safest places you could be as far as being monitored goes. There used to only be security cameras in government buildings, and now there are security cameras inside your doorbell. This problem that people have with mass surveillance is greatly exaggerated by the recent innovation and genius of smart home devices, most specifically smart speakers. I have an Amazon Echo Dot in my room, and I play music on it all the time. My family also has an Amazon Echo in the kitchen to play NPR, recite cooking recipes, and tell us the weather, all hands-free. A social commenter named Hicham Boobdallah wrote on TechCrunch, NSA, CIA, and FBI would like to personally thank Amazon for installing spy mics in every home. Having said that, love the idea of an always-on personal assistant. Despite Amazon claiming that Alexa is only listening when you say her name, Alexa listens and distributes your audio to the proper authorities when a gunshot is picked up by Alexa's 7 microphones and her far-field technology. Alexa is the pinnacle of mass surveillance and voice recognition. Mass surveillance can be closely associated with dystopian societies such as Fahrenheit 451 and 1984. Mass surveillance involves the watching, listening, and or monitoring of a whole country or a huge fraction of the population in order to gain information or maintain control. In an article titled Amazon Echo, How 2016 Tech is Bringing Us Closer to 1984, the author states that Amazon Echo is the modern equivalent to the telescreens from George Orwell's 1984. The device is always listening, and sometimes activates even when you don't say the activation word. Amazon Echo has grown so much since its launch. Amazon Echo only had 13 skills in November 2014, and now it has over 3,000. And with the launch of Alexa skill blueprints, users can make Alexa say anything to any question, as well as program skills for Alexa. The possibilities are virtually endless. This may sound like a good thing, but the upgrading and improvement of Amazon Echo is bringing us closer to the lifestyle of 1984. The article makes it known that Amazon readily admits the device has improved by recording, storing, and analyzing data on the things its users say to Alexa. We are constantly being listened to, and that is unacceptable. George Orwell tried to warn us about mass surveillance, and instead, we embraced it and put it off, saying things like, "I'm not doing anything wrong, so why should I care?" And "they are only looking for criminals, so I have nothing to worry about," etc. Here's a TED Talk specifically about this argument.
The United States and its partners, unbeknownst to the entire world, has converted the internet, once heralded as an unprecedented tool of liberation and democratization, into an unprecedented zone of mass indiscriminate surveillance. There is a very common sentiment that arises in this debate, even among people who are uncomfortable with mass surveillance, which says that there's no real harm that comes from this large-scale invasion because only people who are engaged in bad acts have a reason to want to hide and to care about their privacy. This worldview is implicitly grounded in the proposition that there are two kinds of people in the world, good people and bad people. Bad people are those who plot terrorist attacks or who engage in violent criminality and therefore have reasons to want to hide what they're doing, have reasons to care about their privacy. But by contrast, good people are people who go to work, come home, raise their children, watch television. They use the internet not to plot bombing attacks, but to read the news or exchange recipes or to plan their kids' Little League games. And those people are doing nothing wrong and therefore have nothing to hide and no reason to fear the government monitoring them. The people who are actually saying that are engaged in a very extreme act of self-deprecation. What they're really saying is, I have agreed to make myself such a harmless and unthreatening and uninteresting person that I actually don't fear having the government know what it is that I'm doing. This mindset has found what I think is its purest expression in a 2009 interview with the longtime CEO of Google, Eric Schmidt, who, when asked about all the different ways his company is causing invasions of privacy for hundreds of millions of people around the world, said this. He said, "If you're doing something that you don't want other people to know, maybe you shouldn't be doing it in the first place." Now, there's all kinds of things to say about that mentality. The first of which is that the people who say that privacy isn't really important, they don't actually believe it. And the way you know that they don't actually believe it is that while they say with their words that privacy doesn't matter, with their actions they take all kinds of steps to safeguard their privacy. They put passwords on their email and their social media accounts. They put locks on their bedroom and bathroom doors, all steps designed to prevent other people from entering what they consider their private realm and knowing what it is that they don't want other people to know. The very same Eric Schmidt, the CEO of Google, ordered his employees at Google to cease speaking with the online internet magazine CNET after CNET published an article full of personal, private information about Eric Schmidt, which it obtained exclusively through Google searches and using other Google products. This same division can be seen with the CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, who in an infamous interview in 2010 pronounced that privacy is no longer a, quote, social norm. Last year, Mark Zuckerberg and his new wife purchased not only their own house, but also all 4 adjacent houses in Palo Alto for a total of $30 million in order to ensure that they enjoyed a zone of privacy that prevented other people from monitoring what they do in their personal lives.
There's a saying that I definitely agree with that is on Miss Zimmerman's wall. I see it every day. It says, "If we ignore our rights, they go away." I believe that this is true with voice recognition and mass surveillance. If we keep putting off the fact that we cannot go anywhere without being recorded, monitored, and watched, then we are doomed to become drones, just like the members of the party in 1984.